Okay, so since I started my journey learning music production, I ran into a lot of apps, websites, platforms, and sometimes it can be very overwhelming. So in this video, I compiled a list of the 21 most useful tools that I found and use myself. Hopefully, you can discover some new tools to help you grow in your music career. All the tools and resources will be listed down below in the description, and you will find all the timestamps in the play bar to help you navigate this video. Don't worry, I know you, most of them are free, so let's get into it. Starting with the first one, we have ToneGym and SoundGym. If you always wondered how you could improve your mixing and musical ear, this is the answer. It's basically a gym for your ears. As you can see here, every day you have your daily workout, which is made of 5 little exercises and games. From volume levels to EQ to reverb to compression, saturation, it really makes you work on recognizing any sound and frequency, which over time I found makes a huge difference in my mixing abilities. You also have challenges organized every week, every month, which makes it really fun, to be honest. With the free version, you have access to the 5 daily games, the community forum space, but if you want to unlock all those games, I think there's over like 12 or 13, you will have to grab the paid version. If you want to see it being used and how it made a difference for me, you can watch this video here where I challenged myself to use it for 30 straight days. Next up, I know that you guys are making a lot of remixes to learn and practice, but doing so while potentially having the chance to win prizes or official releases is even better. That's where SkioMusic comes into the game. They always run plenty of remix contests, and even sometimes with bigger artists like Petit Biscuit or Milky Chance at the moment. In addition, they don't only have remix contests, but original song contests where you can just submit any of your song that matches the music styles. As you can see here, there's drum and bass or trap or EDM and dance. Literally anything. If you're gonna make a song, why not try and win a contest with it, right? Next up, if you've been wanting to release with labels but don't really know where to start or are a bit too shy, Labelradar got you covered. Their platform allows you to upload your song and any label can listen to it and get in contact with you if they want to release it. That's what happened for my track Although It Hurts, for example. But you can also select labels that interest you and directly submit to them in just a few clicks. I personally have signed 6 out of my 8 label releases through Labelradar, so it works and it's an amazing tool to release with labels. It is free to use, however, I need to be honest and tell you that in my experience, I got the most success, the most replies, and most of my tracks signed when I was with the pro version, the paid version. And this is probably because of this, the skip the queue, which allows you to skip everyone and be at the top of their submissions. Now let's say you got an acapella to make a remix, but you don't know the key or the BPM. If you can't find it by the ear, which I can't either, you can use Tunebat. Just drag and drop your acapella here, and after a couple seconds analyzing it, it will tell you the key and the BPM. It's magic, super simple, super efficient, I love it. I also use it to find reference tracks as it shows you similar tracks to the one that you search for. Alright, now if you've been following me for a while, you probably heard me talk about Notion quite a few times. Well, let me show you why I am so in love with this app. Most of the time, I used to have all my notes everywhere in Google Drive, my phone, Word. It was a mess, it was all spread out, and my brain was really overwhelmed. With Notion, you can literally have everything in one place. From project management to to-do lists, content calendars, and business management, this is literally where I run everything for my PLV business. It syncs on your phone as well, so let's say that you're in the bus and you have an idea on how to improve your song, then you can just write it in your to-do list on your song project and be ready for your studio session when you come home. As you can see, this is where I keep track of all my songs. I can see their status, if it's a collaboration, the key, the BPM, what we do, writing the lyrics, keeping track of which labels I send the song to. It's honestly became my second brain. I also have the same organization to plan my YouTube videos or my content calendar for all the platforms, which you can actually get on my online store. The link will be in the description. Next up, we have ADSR Sample Manager. And as it says, it's to manage your samples. Sometimes it takes me way too long to remember where I had this guitar loop or which pack had this nice metallic FX. By using a sample manager, it makes it really easy to find your samples. You can use tags like keywords, key, or BPM to find what you want in seconds. This one is free and has worked for me really well until now, so don't hesitate to check it out if you're a bit lost in all your sample folders. Next up, we have Splice. Splice. I could not live without it. It's simple. Every time I start a studio session, I open my DAW and Splice. It's such a time saver for me to get samples, inspiration, creative ideas. If you've been following me, you probably saw me using it in literally all of my video productions, but this is just because it's that good. It has literally every type of sample you want and even presets. I remember this is the very first tool that I invested when I started making music 2 years ago, and I still use it every day. Speaking about samples, I know that some of you think that Splice is a bit too overused. And if you think that, well, meet LANDR. It's not only a place for new samples, but also a collaboration tool, a music distributor, an AI mastering assistant, and you get access to many plugins and VSTs from other brands like the Originals Piano by Spitfire. To get all this, it is usually through a yearly subscription of $150, but with my link, you can actually save $50, which is like a third off. Quick FYI though, I think there is only 9 discounts available left, so if you want to take advantage of it, take it now. Next up, we have Fortunes. You know how you see other artists sharing achievements in their Instagram stories like new Spotify playlist or Spotify followers? Well, that's how you do it. You just have to connect your social media platforms and it will track achievements for you that you can then share with your audience. It can even give you playlist recommendation, keep track of which channels upload your song to their own channels, so it's a pretty cool free tool to have. Speaking of playlists, next up we have daily playlists. These days, I believe that content creation and playlist placement is the way to grow your audience and promote your music. Daily playlist helps you submit your song for free to a lot of playlist curators. You have about 25 submission credits per week and can select the style or emotion of playlist you want to submit to. Now, it is important to know that not a lot of people reply and most of the people there use it to grow their playlist for free, but I still managed to get like 4 or 5 playlist placements, so for a free tool, I think that it's important to mention it. In the same area, but paid option, we have SubmitHub. Here, it is way harder to get accepted, but also the playlists are usually more serious and bigger. If you have a little budget for promotion and you really believe in your song, I think it's really worth it to invest some of it into SubmitHub. You can also ask for feedback if they decline it, so it is always helpful to get better the next time. Next up, we have Toneden, which is a follow gate. When you're starting out, it is quite hard to get people to follow you, so having something to incentivize them to do so is a great trick. The idea is to give something to your fan for free in exchange of a follow on Spotify or listening to your newest track. I'm using it myself, for example, to give away my Logic and FL Studio templates for free, and in exchange, I think it's a follow on my Spotify and playlist to grow it. Now, I know this is a controversial subject and some people don't believe in growing your audience this way, but it really helped me at the beginning. Next up, we have Boombox, which is a collaboration platform for artists. You can upload and share files between collaborators up to 4 GB with a free plan and keep track of all your collaboration projects. The one thing that really impressed me with this one is the ability to add notes at certain time step in the audio file, which is absolutely perfect to give feedback. Very simple tool, but very useful if you have a lot of collaborations. Next up, we have Studio, which was known as Monthly in the past. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been taking a lot of monthly classes, and actually I started my journey learning music production with Kaigo's class. I made a lot of review videos every time I took one, so if you want, I compiled all of them in this playlist right there. I genuinely love their courses, and I do believe that it is the main reason that I learned music production fairly fast. I really like how they are based on a 30-day commitment with a curriculum to follow, videos to watch every couple days, and clear tasks and homework for you to actually stay productive and efficient. I like how you also actually get to produce and practice during the course, and at the end you have about 2 or 3 projects fully ready to release. If you're interested, you might be able to grab a $20 off with the link in the description, but to check because the quota might have been hit already. Now, speaking about releasing music, let's talk about DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distributor, and it's what I need if you want to release music on streaming platforms like Spotify or Apple Music, and I've been using this one since day one. I really like this one over others as it is to me the most flexible option. You only pay a yearly fee and can release unlimited songs during that year. you don't have to pay every time that you upload one song. As I already upload multiple songs a year, it is already worth it for me. I've never had any problems with them, and I find it very easy and intuitive to use. You can also grab a 7% discount using the link in the description as well for this one if you want. I know they also just released Mix.ai, which is an AI mastering assistant, and I'm really curious to try it as it is the only one that I've seen so far allowing you to modify the mastering afterwards through sliders. I'll probably try it soon and let you know, but I thought it was a great addition to this platform. Next up, we have Melodics, which is the app that I'm using to learn and practice piano daily. I find learning an instrument on my own very frustrating as I never really know what to do, but Melodics takes that hurdle off of me. They have guided courses, single exercises, popular songs to learn, and motivate you to keep your practice streak alive. To give you my honest opinion, Melodics is really what made me feel more confident at the keyboard and what allowed me to be able to come up with my own chords and my own melodies, so I can only recommend it to you. If you are interested in trying the pro version of this one, you can grab a 15% off with my link and the coupon code right there, but it changes every couple months, so if you're seeing this video later in the year, just send me a DM to get the right code. Next up, we have a vocal remover and a stem splitter AI called LALAL.ai. I know a lot of you make remixes, and when it comes to that, separating the vocals from the instrumental is key in doing so. I also particularly like this one as it allows you to split every other stems like piano, guitar, strings, bass, drums, which is always useful to grab some samples or learn from how a song has been made. This one is usually not free, but if you use my referral link in the description, you can actually download the stems for free, so don't hesitate to check it out. Next, we have Muso.ai. You know how sometimes some playlists have bots or fake listeners, or some bad labels would buy some fake streams? Well, Muso.ai takes care of sorting through the messy metadata and showing you your exact real stats on all the platforms. It is super helpful for every type of artist to keep track of their credits and even adding the missing ones. You can even get them all printed and framed for a really cool artwork in your studio. Next up, we have Jackblox. Do you know those small little tiny audio adapters that always fall off the desk and disappear into the Narnia world? Well, Jackblox created those small little magnetic cubes that are basically pen holders for your audio adapters. In addition to being super useful, it's also a great addition for your studio as it looks super cool. Next up, we have Canva. You probably heard about it, but if you were wondering how to make social media content to promote your music online and don't want to learn Photoshop, then this is your answer. It's free and very easy to use. One of my mentoring students uses it to make his carousels, and as you can see, it looks pretty cool. You could also make your own cover arts with Canva. There's a lot of possibilities. Finally, we have ChatGPT. You probably heard about it, but I want to talk about all the ways that you can use it as a music producer and potentially content creator. I use it a lot to help me in my songwriting as English isn't my native language, and I also use it for coming up with content ideas, YouTube video title, and Instagram hooks. If you're looking for ideas on how to promote your music, you can also use it to that end. You just need the right prompts. I am really scared of AI, to be honest with you, and I might do a full video about this subject, but I think it is here to stay and we should start using it to our advantage. There is obviously way more tools that I don't even know about yet, but as soon as I find more gems, I will make another video to let you know about them. Don't hesitate to let me know in the comments which resources was your favorite, or don't hesitate to add to the list as well so that we can all share the knowledge. In the meantime, keep learning and I'll see you in the next one.